The 15th century was a time of immense change and upheaval across the Middle East. The Mongol tide had receded, leaving a fragmented landscape. Great empires like the Ilkhanate had crumbled, and in their wake, numerous smaller dynasties vied for supremacy. This was a world of shifting allegiances, fierce tribal loyalties, and the constant struggle for power. Among these contenders, a new power was emerging, one that would dramatically reshape the political map. The Qoyunlu, the White Sheep. Our story begins not in grand palaces, but in the nomadic heartlands of eastern Anatolia and Azerbaijan. The Qoyunlu were a confederation of Turkoman tribes, known for their distinctive white sheep banners. Like many Turkoman groups, their lives were defined by pastoralism, martial prowess, and a deep-seated tribal identity. Their early history is intertwined with the decline of the Ilkhanate and the rise of other Turkoman groups, notably their rivals, the Kara Qoyunlu, the Black Sheep. The two groups, though sharing a common heritage, were often locked in bitter conflict. The Qoyunlu began as vassals, often serving under more powerful overlords. Yet, through shrewd alliances, military skill, and opportunistic expansion, they began to carve out their own sphere of influence. Their early leaders, figures like Kara Osman, were instrumental in this process. The true golden age of the Qoyunlu arrived with the reign of Uzun Hasan. Hasan the Tall, who ascended to leadership in the mid-15th century. Uzun Hasan was more than just a tribal chieftain. He was a visionary statesman and a brilliant military strategist. His early challenges were immense. He faced the entrenched power of the Kara Qoyunlu, who at this point controlled much of Azerbaijan and western Persia. The stage was set for a monumental struggle for regional dominance. In 1467, Uzun Hasan delivered a decisive blow, defeating and killing Jahan Shah, the powerful ruler of the Kara Qoyunlu. This victory marked a turning point, not just for the Qoyunlu, but for the entire region. The black sheep were scattered, and the white sheep now stood supreme. Uzun Hasan's ambitions didn't stop there. He clashed with the rising Ottoman Empire to the west. Recognizing them as a formidable threat, he forged alliances with European powers, including Venice and Burgundy, hoping to create a pincer movement against the Ottomans. Under Uzun Hasan, the Qoyunlu transformed from a tribal confederation into a sophisticated empire. Their capital, Tabriz, became a vibrant center of trade, art, and learning. Poets, scholars, and artists flocked to Uzun Hasan's court, which patronized a distinctive Turkoman style. Uzun Hasan also implemented administrative reforms, attempting to centralize power and create a more organized state structure. Though the tribal nature of the confederation always presented a challenge, his legal code, known as the Kanuni Hasan Beg, aimed to regulate taxation and justice. Despite these achievements, the threat from the Ottomans remained. In 1473, Uzun Hasan faced Sultan Mehmed the Conqueror at the Battle of Otlakbeli. It was a clash of two titans, each commanding powerful and innovative armies. Though bravely fought, the Qoyunlu suffered a decisive defeat, while Uzun Hasan managed to preserve his state. The battle highlighted the growing military superiority of the Ottomans and marked the western limits of Qoyunlu expansion. Uzun Hasan's death in 1478 marked the beginning of the end for the unified Qoyunlu Empire. His numerous sons and grandsons immediately plunged the state into a devastating succession struggle. The stability he had painstakingly built rapidly unraveled. This internal strife weakened the central authority and empowered the various Turkoman tribes and local magnates, who now pursued their own agendas. The unifying force of Uzun Hasan was gone, replaced by a destructive free-for-all. During this period of turmoil, new external threats also emerged. The Mamluks to the south exerted pressure, and more significantly, a new religious and political movement was gaining momentum in Azerbaijan, the Safaviya order, led by the charismatic figure of Shah Ismail. The Safavids, originally a Sufi order, gradually transformed into a powerful military and political force. Their adherence to Twelver Shirism provided a powerful ideological rallying point, contrasting with the predominantly Sunni Qoyunlu. While the Qoyunlu were embroiled in fratricidal wars, Shah Ismail, a direct descendant of Uzun Hasan's sister, skillfully exploited their weaknesses. He gathered a loyal army of Kizilbash warriors dedicated to his cause. The decisive moment came at the Battle of Sharer. In 1501, Shah Ismail, at just 14 years old, led his forces to victory over the last major Qoyunlu ruler, Alvin Mirza. This was not just a battle. It was a revolution. With this victory, Shah Ismail proclaimed himself Shah of Persia, establishing the Safavid Empire and ushering in a new era. The Qoyunlu, once a mighty empire, ceased to exist as an independent power. Though their empire was short-lived, the Qoyunlu left an indelible mark on the history of the Middle East. They were crucial intermediaries between the Turkoman world and the Persianate one, contributing to the rich cultural tapestry of the region. Their administrative innovations, particularly under Uzun Hasan, laid some groundwork for future Persian states. Many of the bureaucratic practices and land tenure systems continued under the Safavids, albeit in a modified form. Furthermore, the Qoyunlu played a significant role in the ongoing struggle against the expanding Ottoman Empire. Even if ultimately unsuccessful, they held the line in eastern Anatolia for a time, shaping the geopolitical landscape that their successors would inherit. The story of the Qoyunlu is a testament to the dynamic nature of nomadic power, the ambition of charismatic leaders, and the constant flux of empires. They emerged from the steppes, forged a powerful state, cultivated a unique culture, and ultimately succumbed to internal divisions and the rise of a new, revolutionary force. They were a bridge between the Turkoman tribal world and the emerging Shiite Persian Empire, a critical chapter in a history often overlooked, yet vital to understanding the Middle East as we know it today. The white sheep may have vanished, but their legacy endures in the very foundations of the lands they once ruled.